Alright, gang, welcome back to our investment challenge here on Riverview. It is now March, 8:10 in the morning. We've got about $17,169 to our name, which is not a whole lot. It's actually less than where we left off with. Obviously, we had the loan and the interest and all that stuff that we had to pay on overnight, right? But we also had fees and everything else that we incurred. Not only that, but I've also leased a drill. So we talked about in the last episode that we were going to lease a drill to drill our field with some grass, and we are going to do that today. There is a bit of a sigh of relief, I guess is how I'll put it. Some of the meadow did grow back today, so our goats and sheep will be okay for a little bit longer. They are reproducing, and they're reproducing at a fast rate. So that grass, that meadow is not going to last much longer, but it should hopefully be long enough for us to be able to get this grass in the ground, allow it enough time to grow, and allow it enough time for us to be able to harvest it. So, at least we're a little bit less concerned here than what I had written, was kind of freaking out in the last episode about, right? I was like, oh boy, we got to get some grass going real quick because we only had like 1,000 liters of meadow, but the meadow has grown back, so we're okay for now. So we're going to fill this up with some seed here. It probably won't fill it all the way. No, 78%. I still think that's going to be sufficient. If it's not, well, then I'm going to have to drive all the way back up here, I guess, and get some more seeds. But I'm thinking it's going to be enough. We're going to head down to the yard here because we do have 2 pallets of fertilizer there. I didn't want to spend more money on fertilizer. Fertilizer is very expensive, as you all know. So if at all possible, I'd like to just utilize what we have. And that car just destroyed that, or maybe it was the light post there, I don't know. Either way, this drill is wider than our tractor, which means we're going to have some issues here on the road. So we're going to have to make sure we have enough room to get by when we go across the bridge, among other things, right? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here. Having a lot of fun in this series. We've got a long ways to go here before we really make some major progress. Another ice cream truck. They're everywhere. So we're in a little first-person view here, a little first-person action. Going to try to utilize that a little bit more. I think I mentioned that before, but I'll mention it once more just in case I didn't. I'm going to try to utilize first-person view a little bit more whenever I'm talking to you. It's not always going to be that way, but especially when we're driving from one place to another and we're not really doing any kind of farming of any sort. I'm going to try to utilize first-person view as I don't utilize first-person view as much as I should. Let's put it that way. So we're going to try to force myself to do that a little bit more here. I see Walter White was trying to make a move behind us, and then Scarlett said, absolutely not, buddy. Or maybe this is the silver car. I don't know if this is the white car or the silver car. He keeps trying to pass me, but I think it's because this drill is too wide, as I mentioned, right? If you look in the right view mirror there, you can see the car keeps continuing to try to pass me and then gets back over, then tries to pass me and gets back over. Alright, we're back at our yard here, so we can go ahead and fill up the fertilizer here. One thing I'm going to try to make sure I remember here is to bring all of the leftovers, the remaining stuff we have back here to the farm, because you all know, if you watched me for long enough, that that's one of my weak points, is I always kind of forget to unload the seeds, fertilizer, whatever it is that we, herbicide, whatever it is, that we fill up a leased piece of equipment with. Now that doesn't happen very often because normally I don't allow leasing. Now I do allow, you to lease when you're doing a contract, but as far as like myself leasing something for my own farm, I normally do not allow that. In this instance, this was not my challenge. This is a challenge made by my friend Rusty Money Gaming, so it is allowed in this series. And honestly, without that, I do not think we would be able to succeed at all. It would be damn near impossible. It would just be a series about doing nothing but contracts for the first, I don't know, 15, 20 episodes probably. So, sometimes it's a necessary evil to utilize the leasing, I think. And the reason why most of the time I don't allow leasing is because I do think it makes it too easy, right? You could pretty much lease anything for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, right? And you can get something done really quickly. I think it makes it too easy. and most of what I do on the channel is challenges. I haven't done any kind of a story playthrough, as I would call it, yet on FS25. We will be doing that eventually at some point, but haven't done that yet. Did do that in FS22. Did not get through every single map before FS25 came out, mostly because I've been having a lot of issues with the Silver Run, Silver Lake, whatever it's called. I always call it the wrong name. Whatever that one is, I was having a lot of issues. It kept freezing on me, and yeah, it was a bit of a mess. All right, so we don't want wheat. We want grass. And we are underway. Now, I am going to turn on steering assist here. Show lines off. 3 headlands. I'm good with 3 headlands. It's fine. All right, let's go. So yeah, hopefully you're doing well. Things are good here, man. We've got a good groove here going on the channel. I've had a lot of work's been a little brutal lately. I've mentioned that a number of times. I'm not going to go into that a bunch of detail. I don't want it to sound like I'm just every time I complaining, but I do feel like I got into a little bit of a groove here for myself. I'm trying to get 1 done a day. As long as I can get 1 done a day, we'll have, you know, 2 or 3 backlog ready to go. I might have to edit and stuff, but at least I'll have, you know, stuff ready to go. And then maybe on the weekends I can try to get 1 or 2 done. I think that's the approach to the way I'm going to have to go moving forward. Now, this is a big field. We changed the drill we were going to utilize here. Obviously, you could already tell that. I didn't really talk about it, so we're going to talk about it now. The reason why I changed it is because this drill is actually wider than the other drills were. And it actually cost less money than the drill that would allow you to do both seed and fertilizer that we were looking at. That one only had, I think, a 4 meter width. This is a 4.6. And this one was cheaper to lease. It was about $400 or $500 cheaper to lease this. So it was absolutely a no-brainer in my eyes. All right, now we're going around the headland here. Now, while we're doing that, let's go ahead and take a look at the animals here. You can see their productivity is 100%. We have right now 8,346 liters of meadow. And that sounds like a lot. It is a lot. But you got to realize that it's going to be chewed through before it's back up to 100% again. Because it grows just like normal grass does, right? We currently have 38 sheep that are at the ability to be able to reproduce. We have got 38 sheep that have just been born recently. They're 2 months old. Same with the goats, 25 goats, and then 25 goats that have just been born 2 months ago. So they're going to be eating through that very, very quickly. That's over 100 animals in there. It's 125, 130 animals, something like that, whatever it was. Whatever that added up to be. That is going to take it's going to take a lot of that meadow out very, very quickly. So I think this is the best approach for us, although I wanted to originally put some kind of cereal crop in here. It just the more I thought about it, and the more I thought about what's really going to be driving our money here, it didn't make sense to me. Now, the big problem we're dealing with right now, and it's a problem that everyone's dealing with, is that the spinnery production chain is so unbelievably slow. It's ridiculously slow. We've only made 266 liters of fabric. We're not going to have a pallet of fabric till June, July. They really need to do something with an update to fix that. It's outrageously slow. I think they did it on purpose. If I'm honest with you, I think they did it on purpose because productions like mowing and silage and grass in general, right? They were a little OP in FS22. So I think they did it on purpose, but this is a little bit overboard, right? I've kind of looked out in Mod Hub. There's not a whole lot as far as the spinneries go yet on Mod Hub, at least at the time of this recording, there's not. But that's really what we need, right? We need something in Mod Hub. So hopefully my friend Josh over at Gaming Joy, which you haven't checked him out, go check him out. He makes mods, and he does some really good work. We recently just got the sawmill that he made, which is absolutely fantastic. So you definitely want to get that if you can. It's very, very good. So definitely check him out. Give him some love, if you will. Give him a subscription if you haven't done so. He does some good stuff, man. He's a very, very good modder and very good for the community. I know he does a lot of live streams. So if you want to see him do some live modding, he will do live streams where he actually is live modding, showing you how he's modding. It's pretty cool, man. So check him out if you have yet to do so. So I'm hoping we're going to have enough seed here. I think we're going to. We're already at 73%, but it wasn't full to begin with. You got to remember that when we first grabbed it, it was not full. So, or when we first filled up the pallet into the actual drill itself. So I think it's going to be enough. But if for whatever reason it's not, we're going to have to run up to the shop and get some more. So let's get to work here, gang. We're almost down to the third headland pass. Then we can do our traditional up and downs. I know I'm doing this backwards. Technically, I should be doing the up and downs first. I'm always probably going to do it backwards. This is just what I'm used to doing in FS22, so it's a hard habit to break, I guess is how I put it. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's mostly for looks, right? So it doesn't really matter that much. Game still doesn't fault you or anything like that for not following the technical rules of doing the drilling in the middle and the headlands last. So let's get to work. All right, gang, we are pretty much done here with the field. I got to make a couple more passes here, and we are done. I did have to go fill up some more fertilizer into the drill here, as you saw. But we have plenty of seed still left in here. We're going to have probably 55%, honestly. We're probably going to have 711 liters still in here. So, just to remind myself, I'm going to definitely be taking this back to the yard and unloading it before I return the drill here. And we are done, gang. This is going to be a great grass field for us. It's quite big. Definitely going to be helpful. We'll probably look to do some kind of silage of some sort for the excess grass that we may not need here early on. Until we get, you know, what I would like to call a maxed out setup of goats and sheep in that pen. So let's get back to the yard here. We'll unload all of this stuff. I can return the drill here. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let me just make sure there's no contract out here for drilling or of any sort. Probably isn't with our luck, but you never know. No. Well, there's a sowing contract, I guess. $600 less for be 4.68 acres. It might actually be worth doing. That actually might be worth doing. I think, though, we'd have to probably purchase more fertilizer and grass. Let me think about it on the way back to the yard here. I'll get us back to the yard, and I'll think about it. I'm actually kind of leaning towards not doing it the more I think about it. But let me have a long think while I drive back to the yard here. All right, I've decided against it, gang. We are not going to do that contract, so we can go ahead and return that vehicle. Or that drill, I should say. What we are going to do, though, is probably the fertilizing contracts here. There's 3 of them out here. They're really nice. We can just lease that and get a good chunk of change out of that. So I think we're going to do that. There's also some good hoeing contracts as well, so we'll probably do maybe those as well. We'll see. Might be a pretty heavy contract situation here for the rest of the episode, mostly because we don't have a whole lot else to do, and we don't have a whole lot of money, right? We could utilize a little bit more money. Got a decent amount over here. The biggest problem we're dealing with here is how slow this is. It's still going absolutely ridiculously slow. We only have 287,000. I wish we had 287,000. 287 liters of fabric. Man, it's going to take an eternity just to get 1 pallet of fabric. Man, okay. Well, there's nothing else for it. Let's do some contracts here, gang. So let's do the fertilizing contracts first. You know that I love fertilizing contracts. There's also some mowing contracts. That is something to consider as well. Soon enough, very soon, we're going to need to either own a mower realistically you want to own a mower, because I don't want to continue to lease a mower over and over again. Might just be a smaller mower that we own. But hopefully something comes out in the used market. All right, let's do the fertilizing contracts here. We'll do this one. We'll borrow the items from this one. And then we'll accept these as well. All right, nice little Doltzfar here. We will likely need more fertilizer than we have, I think. So I think I'm going to buy 1 box of it here. Then we'll have to head to the yard and pick up some more. Because I don't think we had a whole lot left. So we'll need at least 1 box here. Here we go, solid fertilizer. It's expensive, but we're going to buy it anyway. Put the beacons on here. We're going to fill this up. I will head back to the yard, fill up the remaining fertilizer we have there, and we'll head over to the contracts. So I will see you there. It's actually a pretty nice interior here of this Doltzfar. I like it. It's quick. I like it. All right, we are pulling up here to the first field we're going to be fertilizing. I really like this interior. The white down there, I feel like that would get super dirty, though. I feel like that would not be white or tan or whatever you want to call that for very long. All right. Turn the beacons off. We're underway. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the steering assist here. Okay, no field detected. How is there not a field detected? I'm literally in the middle of a field. One of the fields that's already created. All right, well, I guess we just got to do it by hand here. So we don't have a full spreader here of fertilizer. We have it about 55% when we were starting, but it should be sufficient for what we're doing. We're probably going to have some left over. I just don't think what we had was going to be sufficient. I think we've already been over in these fields. Actually, we've been in that field for sure. I'm not sure we did anything on this field, though. But anyway, I was just very concerned we weren't going to be able to get all 3 contracts done with the amount we had. I didn't really want to go back up to the shop if I didn't have to. There's still a chance that what we have here I might have to, but I knew for sure if I didn't buy that 1 box that we would absolutely have to be going to the shop no matter what. Whereas this one, there's a slim chance. That over there, field over there is likely, or that field, that yard, that area right over there, straight ahead that you can see with the sheds and everything, that's likely to be the next plot of land we purchase. That is one of the ones we have to purchase for the challenge here. Realistically, when we get that one, more than likely what we will be doing is probably putting chickens down there, I think. We'll probably be getting rid of all of those sheds, which will give us a little bit of money back, which will be nice. It's a pretty decent sized area. We're not going to need all of that for the chickens, so likely what we'll do there is put in a field of some sort. Haven't fully decided what kind of field we'd put in there yet, but pretty confident that's where we're going to be going to next when we have enough money. It's going to be a while. This is quite the challenge that my friend Rusty Money Gaming has created here. Push the boundaries a little bit of what you're comfortable with for sure, right? Having a ton of animals, multiple heads of animals in every farm. Now, I could have did it a little bit easier if I didn't want to utilize the kind of the pen that we are currently utilizing for our goats and sheep. I could have utilized a more vanilla based goat and sheep pen, which would have had less animals in it, which means we in the long run would make less money, but it also would be easier to take care of, easier to manage, right? You wouldn't have to have such a massive field of grass like we currently have. So that would make the challenge a little bit too easy, I think. All right, so that field's done. I think the next one we're doing is, yep, it's this field over here, which we have already done a contract in this field prior. Let's see if I can steering assist on this one. It will let me do it on this one. Alright, so let's get that set. And we're underway. A hell of a lot of weeds in here. They have been sprayed, though. But there's a hell of a lot of weeds in there. We actually might run out here, gang. We're getting a little low here. Now, the next field we have to do is a little bit smaller, so there's a chance here, but we're getting a little low, a little lower than I had expected us to get to. So, let's see. How much is this field? I forget how much that field is. 117. So it's actually not too bad. We probably could get there pretty quickly here, depending on how much money we make out of the silage, etc. Right? So tell you what, I'm going to head up to the final field here. Fingers crossed, 477 liters of fertilizer is enough for us to do it. All right, well, we made it, gang. The rain has started. We're going to see what we can get done here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit further here because most of this field we're probably going to be able to reach. The nice thing is that it is a field that you can easily tell where the fertilizer is, right? It's not even germinated at all. So, like some of the other ones, when they're germinated, it's a little difficult to see where you've been without utilizing steering assist and other things, right? Now, what we're going to do with some of this money we make here, we're going to pay $5,000 off yet again on the loan. We kind of been ignoring that for a couple of episodes here, and I said at the beginning I'd like to pay off $5,000 every episode. We unfortunately haven't been doing that, but we had some other reasons for that. Good reasons, I think. So, but today we're going to spend some of the money that we make off of this to return back to paying some more of that loan off slowly but surely. So not really helping us that much right now. I get that, but in the long run, absolutely will be. We are going to need more fertilizer. I can already tell you that, gang. There's just no way. We're already at 100,000 liters left, and we have a decent amount of this field left to do. So it's unfortunate, but I'm going to have to run back up to the shop and buy another bag or box or whatever. I mean, we're going to miss it by like 5 to 10%. It's going to be that little. Okay, I stand corrected. It's going to be 15%. Let me head back up to the shop. I'll get some more. All right, we have the 1,000 more liters of fertilizer in here. Now, I will tell you, I do love the drive back here to where we're going. Really bumpy, obviously, but I do like this. It reminds me of, I've talked about this many times in the past, and I don't know if I've talked about it in FS25 yet or not, but when I was younger, I'm talking really young. I'm talking preschool, first grade, and younger, somewhere around in that time range. My dad, we did live on a small farm. And this drive back here kind of reminds me of it. Now, we didn't have a river or anything like that, running next to it, but just the way that it's set up, the way that it's a really long drive back to our land and everything around it, it just reminds me of that. So if I had the chance to, do another series on here at some point in the future, I feel like I would try to incorporate that drive back here to make some kind of a farm. I'm not sure we'll ever get back to this map again or not, but if we do, that's a possibility for us to take that under our wing as something, Could do something of saving Dad's farm or something like that. Now, I am admittedly doing a Save Grandpa's Farm for my members. That is what the current members series is. So it would be a little bit similar to that, probably a little bit more expanded. And we do other things besides just that, you know, reviving Grandpa's farm for my members. So, you know, sometimes we'll do a video for the month where we're just kind of talking through how we're going to sort out a new challenge and what their thoughts are on that. And as you know, if you are a member, you do get input into that kind of stuff. Unless, you know, if it's a challenge I'm making myself, unless obviously it's a challenge I'm taking up from somebody else, as is the case here with this one. This is, as mentioned a couple times in this episode, created by Rusty Money Gaming, so go check him out if for whatever reason you haven't. I would assume if you're watching this, you probably do know about him. But for whatever reason, if you haven't, you stumbled across this somehow, go check him out. He's one of the pillars of the guys I always talk about that will always do the same kind of challenges together. Some of us will create the challenges and we'll all take them up, or maybe not everybody takes it up, but you get the point. Part of the crew that makes challenges and likes to work together to try to make some good stuff. So let's take this back to the yard. We'll unload this. We'll see if there's anything else out there. Actually, you know what? Before I say that, let's make sure there are no other fertilizing contracts out there, because if there are, we might as well just go ahead and do it while we're releasing this, right? Harvesting. There are not anymore. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, gang, is I'm actually going to unload this at the shop. We're going to leave the 805 liters of it remaining at the shop. Probably going to need it pretty soon. Possibly even the next episode for our grass field we drilled today, right? We're more than likely going to have to fertilize that a second application, I should say. Alright, so that's done, so we can go ahead and turn these in. Okay, perfect. That gets us up to 26,437. Before I forget, let's go ahead and pay off 5,000 on the loan. Repay down to 975,000. Okay. And let's see. Anything on the used market? No. Not really. We got bale wrapping, baling, cultivating, dead wood, harvesting. We're not doing dead wood again. And we're not doing the rock thing either. The stone picking. Well, the stone picking are fine. We're not doing the other one, though. You know what I'm talking about. The, I don't know what it's called now. I'm blanking on it. You basically break up the stones. Whatever that is, we're not doing that. So there's two hoeing contracts, excuse me. There's 3 mowing contracts. I think we're going to do both these hoeing contracts. I like doing the hoeing contracts, and I found that out because of this series, how much I enjoy doing them. So we're going to do that. We'll borrow it from this one. And then we'll do the other one too. Okay. Let's jump into this guy. The old John Deere 165 6R. The big old machine. Alright, so let's head to field 39 first. It's right here, might as well. And then we'll head all the way down to 31, which is at the very, 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 very bottom of the map. I don't think we've actually been to that section of the map yet. Multiple ice cream trucks driving around, as usual. Became a nasty rainy day. I actually enjoy the rain, though. I'm a weird person that actually likes it when it rains outside. Not good for farming, but I enjoy the rain in general. Don't know why. I've always liked the rain, though, even since I was really little. I think I just like the way that it sounds. You know. I don't know. Guess I'm just weird. Anyway. Oh, look at all these ice cream trucks. They're literally everywhere. Do I go in here? Or is it here? It's here. Okay, we figured it out. Alright, let's unload this sucker. It's not... This is a pretty small field, so this is going to take a few seconds to get done here. This won't be bad. The other one is a much larger field. Alright, are we on the ground? Yeah, we're on the ground. Alright, we can move. Maybe we're not on the ground. We are not on the ground. Alright, now we're on the ground. Now we're good. There we go. Bit of a technical issue there. Just moving the weight up and down. And somehow these were spinning. I think it's just because of the hill. So that's why I thought it was on the ground. But we got it now. And we are cruising along, baby. So I'm going to knock the rest of... I can turn the beacons off. I'm going to knock the rest of this field out. We'll head down to the other field. Probably put a bit of a tiny time lapse in there. Knock that one out. Get us a little bit more money. See where we're at. Alright, contract's done. Let's head down to the other field since we really haven't gone down to this field at all. Or this area, rather, at all. Let's kind of drive it together. We can check it all out, because we're going to basically take this main road down here and then turn right when we get to... I'm assuming those are red beets. The red beet field, I'm assuming. Get a look at the interior here as well while we're at it. Bit of a brownish tan interior here. Not bad. I don't love it. I like the other interior better, I'm being honest with you, even though it was white and it would have been very, very dirty very quickly. Let's get a little... I'm gonna get, in this instance, I'm gonna get out of first-person view just so we can kind of take a look at some of these fields. Whoa! Whoa! These trees in the way are a menace. A menace! Alright. Just a basic field there, nothing too crazy. That goes up to whatever's up there, that factory of some sort, whatever that is up there. Some kind of production or factory up there. This cliff with the trees here. Oh, here's a big tree tunnel that I like to talk about, right? This is 100% what I talk about when I say a tree tunnel. You're kind of surrounded by trees above you, below you, everything to the side. All kinds of trees. I guess not below you, but kind of wrapping you in, if you will, right? I think we need to turn here, don't we? Yeah. Oh, there's another ice cream truck. There's something back here as well, actually. What is that over there? What does that say? What does that say? Can't read that. Kozlowski SPZOO Zoo? I don't know what that's supposed to be. Chips? Potato chips? It's gotta be. Potato chips. Alright. This one doesn't look like it has any kind of weeds in here, but it says it needs to be hoed up, so we're gonna hoe it. It's a big field. This is gonna take a while. Let's turn on the steering assist here. And we're underway. Well, the steering assist had a mind of its own there for a minute, though. It was putting me in donut circles down here in the corner, but nonetheless, we got this pretty much taken care of here. I like this tree line here with the water in the background. That's pretty nice. All right, so this is all done. So we can go ahead and turn these contracts in after the autosave, obviously. All right, collect and collect. Perfect. Puts us up to 28,479. We're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button. It's the easiest way to help me out. It helps get this video out to further people. If you want to become a member, links down below in the description. You get access to videos like this one early, among other inclusions, like your name at the end credits, and access to the members-only series. Thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, you know the drill. Put them down below, and I'll see you in the next one.